What up, campers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? Thank you for watching Sportsbook Review. This is Betting with the Bag, 3:30 p.m. here in San Jose, Costa Rica. And my goodness, Braves fans everywhere, I feel bad for you guys. You've lost 8 straight playoff series, plus a wild card game. And we're about to make it 9. Man, God, feel for those fans. What do you do now? Heroin? Jesus. 9-0 St. Louis after a half inning. Shout out to all the campers in the chat. Jonathan Succi in the house of Lock City. Back in the building, man. Jonathan Succi, the cappers noticing your tennis winners. Deer Slayer Ski in the house. We got Corey Simmons in the house. Dennis Garcia says, bye, Atlanta. Corey Simmons says it's not over until it's over. That's a true gambler. Jaime Minuto says, I think it's over. Oh, man. Nut Flush Allen in the house. Oh, Corey Simmons. Hey, man, I understand. Apple juice with the Henny sounds very nice, though. Sounds very, very, very tasty. Barry Block. Yeah, Corey, we've all been there, man. You know, would you rather lose your money line bet in the 13th inning or in the first? You know, gives you a lot of time to look for other moves and other angles, but I hate seeing that. Rosie said, did Matt give out his taint on the early show? That's an interesting way of putting it, but he did, and it was the Braves. Sadly, there's Fat Fist in the house. Fat Fist in a Walla Walla dose, ready to get to action. Jesse Nemeth. Gerald Martinez, now it's Fanny Pack Gangster, Corey Kelly, Riku Roxas, Sue's 387. Now Nutflush going to sprinkle a little some on Atlanta Live. I like that. Jesse Dykstra. Nice to see Jesse Dykstra. Been a while, man. Anthony Hollis ready to go. I'm sorry, Corey Simmons. I hate this. There's Manny Sanchez says next game. Yeah, next up. Remarkable Gaming, Vaughn Polo, Anil Frank, Alex, the Henderson Hustler. Yes, I do. Alex, yes, I do, and I'm close to making a move on it. I've seen some cappers taking the over, and I think at 70 it's a nice look. So, yes, I do. I do have this fear of overtime screwing it, but yeah, I really do. There's Big E, not applicable, Anthony Chalmers, AM, Donkey Capping, Dennis Legendary, I lack creativity. Rod Zawacki, the Don. We got the Don back, man. Been too long since the Don Sports and Entertainment rolled with us. Guru Sports Bets in the house. Al Mack says, when I went to Royals Jays ALCS before I got to my seat, it was 5-0 Royals. I was sick. Worth $300 I spent in my life. I remember that game. There's Corey Mack in the house. Says, sharp action heavy on the Dodgers. Joshua Matvey ready to go. Raymond Reichart says cards easy. Another guy, low bagger, Dom Ricci, the great the legend, Dom Ricci. He's on the Cardinals and over 8. Looks like Dom is going to do some cashing. Oh, top set tailed on Atlanta. Manny Sanchez says Canucks home open at home tonight. You ball up yet, Jimmy? The answer is no. No, I've kept my balls comfortably in my pocket. There's Dennis Legendary, Eric Jones, AM Barbecue Sauce Titty Play today, Brasileiro, Serie A. Moneyline plus 270. I will copy and paste that. AM, man. AM, and he's also got a Bahia versus Sao Paulo draw plus 195. Man, AM, our guy AM always giving out big plus lines on his action. Big balls plays. By the way, Freddie Fortune and Lucrative Larry are each on have each hit on Monday and Tuesday. Larry, first Freddie hit with Icelandic handball on Monday, and Larry hit with Ugandan women's basketball yesterday. Antoine Seymour in the house. All right. Let's get to roll. Glenn Elliott Man says, don't you hate it when you spend a lot of time capping a game and it goes out the window right out of the game? Yeah, you know what? Well, it's up to you guys. Would you rather lose in the 13th inning? I think this is great. Now you get time to focus on something else. Varsha saw me on Louisiana-Lafayette at -1.5. There's too many scary cappers on App State, so I'm just going to stay off of it at this point. Stay off it. Rod Zawacki on Montreal money line. All right, let's get to work. Nasty Nate. Oh, no. No, Nasty Nate says match rub stain with 10 grit sandpaper. Come on, Nasty Nate. Come on. There's winners and there's losers. You know, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. I mean, I got killed last month. Antoine Seymour says, Jimmy, what it do, brother? Great to have you. Antoine Seymour, my guy. My guy. All right, on to the next. You like what Rod Zawacki saying? And Von Polo says, if you have Bet365, you already cashed the over and the money line for Atlanta bloated early. You did. Jonathan Succi cashing. Manny Sanchez says, Devils first win tonight. All right. And Chris Sanitate likes that over 72. All right. Mark Campbell says, what's the money line on Braves? I believe it was like plus 1,900 or something. There's good as gold. Mark Campbell. All right, let's get to work. So, we are going to be joined in 32 minutes by Al Mack. Al Mack's going to have his NFL and CFL looks. I've made 4 plays in NFL. I have a little bit more to do. Corey Simmons says, anyone talk to me? Talk to me. I'm punching you in the gooch. Talk to me rough. Okay. Corey Simmons, come on, man. You're our guy. No one's going to talk to you rough, man. You're our guy. That happens. Joshua Matthews saying, y'all still like App State plus the points. A lot of guys on Louisiana-Lafayette. I'm staying off of it. Alex Anderson Hustler says, I need another lock tonight, Jimmy. I get it. Well, let's start looking at the place that I'm on right now. We'll start with the National Hockey League. Now, Flashan says, anyone who bets games 5s or 7s heavy are not paying attention. These games have a ton of uncertainty and just make small bets on these games. I agree with that in all sports, but the National Hockey League. In the NHL, I don't quite feel that. Manny Sanchez say your pick 6 done. No, I've only made 4 picks, and I've got the pick 6 show tonight, so I've got to figure out my last 2 plays. So hopefully when Al Mack's on this show, we can handle that. All right, let's go. Canadians, Sabres. I'm on the over 6 at -110. The over 6 at -110. Let's see what we are dealing with now in the totals market. Over 6 at -110 is what I got, and it's still right there, staring you in the face 5 times. -111 at Bet Online and Pinnacle. You know, this used to be a matchup that you would lean towards the under, but these are fast teams with terrible penalty killing. I know sample size for their penalty killing is small. It's early in the season, but I like the over 6. I'm on the over 6 in this New Jersey Philly game. Notice that Pinnacle has never taken that 6.5 off the board. Pinnacle did not want over money. There's a 6.5 at Heritage as well. There's -130s on the 6. Bet365 has brought it up to -130. I got it Bet365 -125. Robert Preston says Eagles Vikings over 44 lock. I love hearing that, Robert Preston. That is my 2-unit play in the pick 6 contest, and I've already bet it. Guru Sports bets play for the late game. Nats to score first -115. That's the score first, -115. Remo says Buffalo Sabres money line tempting. Look, you know what I think is tempting when I see these very slight home favorites in Buffalo and Philadelphia is to take both on the puck line, because you got to think that one of them is going to cash and you're going to be nicely in profit. I'm not going to do that. We got more Brazil Serie A from AM. Going to copy and paste all of this. Thank you for sharing your hard work with us, AM, our guy. Not applicable says Philly to shit the bed. Not applicable has a keen eye for when a team is going to dump in their sheets. And tonight he likes Philly to do that. Von Polo says Eagles money line, my top play for the weekend. Wish me luck. Man, that's going to be a fun bet for you, Von Polo. There's Marcus Angeles in the house. Says, what up, Jimmy? Haven't been able to watch, being sick, ready for some action. Nice to have you, Marcus. Okay, not applicable says Devils money line not going against Satan. I hear that. Okay, so I have overs in these first 2 games. Canadian Sabres, Devils, Flyers. There is pressure in Philadelphia. Vigneault's first game. He's very good at handling these types of situations. He's not like Tortorella. He doesn't freak out. He stays calm at all times. I don't trust either goaltender. I know a lot of people talking about Carter Hart, trusting him. He'll have to prove it to me in his second season because a lot of these guys fall apart late. And Mr. Rizzo says, Jimmy, in AC, it was minus 140 for 5.5 total. Interesting. Trevor Loudon just came with us in the over in Devils Philly. Eric Jones says NHL teams on back-to-back are 1-5. That's expected early in the season. Heavy legs. You got to think these Kings are going to have heavy legs. And I'm still not making a move on it. Nutflush says, we're all superstitious, Jimmy. So once Larry put on the Moo jersey, it lost its mojo, especially since he butchered the name. He did, but you know what did happen, Nutflush Allen? He cashed. That was a winner when he was wearing that Moon jersey. That was a winner. There's my guy, Joshua Garay. Is he? Joshua's on Louisiana-Lafayette. Alex Guerrero says, what up? Any thought on the MLB late game? Yeah. It's hard to go against the Dodgers, who are such a good baseball team. And there's Gerald Jones says, what's the birthday pick? The birthday pick. Gerald Jones celebrating his 50th birthday. All you guys in the chat right now, can you give love to our guy, Gerald Jones? Low bagger celebrating his 50th birthday today. Yeah, Gerald Jones, I would take the over 6 in Montreal-Buffalo. Take the over 6 in Montreal-Buffalo would be my move. Antoine Seymour says, question, people that took Braves, should they throw their ticket away? No, you never throw your ticket away. No, it's bad practice. You know, never throw it away. A says, can you talk about NBA preseason? You need to follow the individual team's Twitter feeds and be right up on the very last player movement and who's going to get extra time. You need to watch. If you're going to focus on one team in the preseason, you have to watch all of their games, at least 3/4 of their actual each and every game, because you got to know what the rotation is in preseason and who's fighting for jobs and who they're looking at. And that takes a lot of work to do. I stayed off of preseason NHL hockey, and I'm staying off of preseason NBA basketball. But we have some great cappers in the chat talking preseason NBA basketball, so we'll see if it comes up. All right. Look good as gold. Says LA Moneyline, take a look at their upcoming home schedules. All losses. Anthony Mastinardi says, no way the Dodgers are losing tonight. Dutch Boy Fresh, first 5 plus money guru, better value. If Nats score first, they should take the first 5, losing value as we speak, though. Mukla Flair liking the Bulls at plus 170. Guru Sportsbet says burn it. I'm looking forward to Cap NBA. I'm very, very, very excited to Cap NBA. We've had 2 back-to-back good seasons. Good seasons. Not great, but good. Ended last 2 years ago when I came down. Ended just under plus 9.8 units on the season. That's not going to pay rent unless your unit size is $10,000, $5,000. Last year we did better than that. We were up, I don't have the number in front of me, but I want to say 18 units at the end of the year. Better, we got to keep rolling. Bud Nino says, Indian Cowboy told me over in Braves game, but damn. That 3.5 first 5 should have been hammered. I don't know why I stayed off of it. Second time you see these guys in a 5-game series. Joshua Gray says, Gerald Jones, happy birthday, brother. Go heavy on you, Louisiana-Lafayette. Thank me tomorrow. Dav Fenn in the house. My guy, Dav Fenn. Robert Preston, Baltimore, 10.5. Baltimore minus 10.5. Bengals are a dumpster fire. We're going to talk about those looks soon. Let's finish NHL and then let's get on to MLB. The last game on the cards, Kings Canucks. Look, everything, I just want to take the Canucks. I badly want to take the Canucks. 10-0 after the first inning. Unbelievable. 10-0. Sorry, I said 9-0s. They were late to put up that 10th run here at Sportsbook Review. I want to take the Canucks badly, but they've been terrible. Are they going to turn it around at home? Probably. Do these Kings feel good about themselves? They do. Last year was awful for the Kings. They have hope early in the season. They're scoring goals. Pressure is going to be on Vancouver. They're handing out the C. We expect it to be handed to Bo Horvat. Money's come back in on the Kings. Let's take a look. So it got up to minus 166 at 12:48 p.m. So there's been a 10-cent move on the Kings since then. Good as gold says biased, Jimmy. Look, and Anthony Mastinardi says, we just watched Verlander get rocked last night on 3 days rest. Strasburg pitching relief 3 days ago. Manny Sanchez says, take them, my man, rep Canada. Look, I rep Canada huge. But I just don't feel that comfortable. Manny Sanchez says they win for Jimmy. Canucks all night. Look, I'll be watching and cheering. But I can't make a move. At this point, I just don't want to make a move. Look, I hate Tyler Myers on this team. And maybe it'll grow on me, but that giveaway at the end of the first period against the Flames made me so angry. And I wasn't even on the Knuckleheads. I haven't bet on the Knuckleheads yet this year. Eric Jones says Nucks money line, Buffalo money line. Ron Crawford says spreadsheet, NHL, Vancouver, Montreal, Philadelphia. Love Ron sharing his hard work for us. Yes, we are back in action with Ann and Eric back on Thursday nights. I look very much forward to it. I'm very excited about the Nucks game. But that doesn't mean I can make a move on them with how bad they've been playing. Look, it's the only way I'd look. Not applicable, only on the Devils tonight. What do we expect from the Kings moving forward? Let's take a quick look at how they're handling their lineup right now. Doughty is a hell of a defenseman who's coming off a bad year. I expect him to be quite a bit better this year. It's hard to say that without Muzzin as his partner, but let's take a look at these Kings. I follow Kopitar, Brown, first line. Kovalchuk, Kemp, Carter, second line. Carter moved from center to right wing. Third line, Toffoli, Lizotte, Grunstrom. That's pretty ugly. Trevor Lewis on the fourth line with Kyle Clifford. Look, this is an ugly team. I don't know how they're scoring so much, but they are. They got Ben Hutton from us. Yeah, you know what? They're a tough team to back. Alex Guerrero says, I don't watch hockey, but I know Nucks are trash. 11-0. Unbelievable. Gate Pass Key says, don't be a speed bag. Jump on the Nucks. Trevor Loudon says, Kings are probably feeling hot. Going to be jumpy with two shaky goalies. Crazy, but whenever I see a 5.5 now, I got to look to the over. I'm guessing you're saying over. Tired legs. I'm also torn. Sorry, I ain't helping. Trevor Loudon, I hear exactly what you're saying. I don't need to force too much action early in the season. Mama Joma says, Kings look good. McClellan has them playing with more pace and confidence. AM says, can't expect much from the Kings, Jimmy. My team got old. They got old fast, but they actually are a tiny bit younger than they were last year. Mama Joma says, Kings are a decent team. Kate Paskey says, maybe first period over 1.5, Jimmy's a look. Kings come out strong. They know they will fade as the game goes on. There's tons of truth into that. In fact, if the Kings take an early lead, it might be a nice live play on the Knuckleheads. Good as Gold says, good position for the Kings. Usually you wouldn't say that. And we know that teams on back-to-back early in the season have very heavy legs. It gets easier later in the season. Everything's telling me to take the Canucks, and I'm not going to. I'm not going to. Maybe it's a mistake. But I'm not going to. Mohammed Jones says Kings aren't old. They do have some old players. Glenn Elliott Man says Kick Quick was crummy last season. He was terrible last season, terrible the year before, but that was due to injuries. But Nino thinks Luke Jackson's joking thing. Luke Jackson will slow them down. Mohammed Jones says Kopitar is a top 10 player. They all were bad last year, but 2 years ago he certainly was. Joshua liking the Devils team total over 2.5, but it's juicy. All right. Guru Sports Bet says, I do feel bad for those home squads. I feel their pain being at the A's game. Yeah. I hear that. All right, so that's the NHL season. Sothi Mars says, why is that Atlanta pitcher still in the game? Fultonavich is gone. Kevin Pine agreeing with the Philly puck line. I think the Sabres, I think both those home dogs are home favorites, lukewarm home favorites are appealing. All right. Bud Nino says the Dodger umpire is a huge over number. No way I take the under. Farsha saw me liking Buffalo tonight. So those are my two moves. I'm on the over 6 in the Habs game, Habs Sabres, and I'm on the over 6 in the Devils Flyers. Trevor Loudon said, did Tampa tomorrow open at a 7? His first 7 opener of the season. It will be. But I don't know if it does open at 7. But it would be. Ricky Levine in the house. Great to see Ricky. He said, what cracking, Jimmy? Kings are going to spoil your opener. Yeah, I'm not making a move. Jay Peach says, I don't care what I paid. I'm leaving. I hear you, Jay. Nutflush says the Braves should go for a 2-point conversion if they score. Von Post says, are Braves doing this on purpose? Braves fans should leave, says Riku Oroxas. Wow. Hey, at least they struck out Flaherty. Flip money in the house. Says, Mr. Jimmy, one of the best NHL cappers ever. Thank you. Very kind. Got off to a bad start again this year. I'm here with my special guest, Molly Cruel. Shout out to all my Tigers everywhere. Dominican Republic represent Zent. Shout out to our guy, Flip Money in the house. Manny Sanchez says, takes me 10 minutes to run to the store for a ticket. And be right back. Drag show out. Going to Lafayette tonight. I love Manny Sanchez, my guy. A. Hilly in the house. A. Hilly killing it in the Pick 6 contest. Russell Gordy says, easy money in cards, Braves. Bang. Nice job. All right. So, let's move on. That's my hockey card. I'm on the over 6 Devils Flyers, and I'm on the over 6 Canadians Sabres. Let's make moves. Move on over to this first 5 in Washington and LA. And Russell Gordy's on the Nationals' first 5. Says, book it. Book it. Let's talk about it. Nationals, Dodgers. Let's take a look at the opening lineup right now. 11-0. God, my heart goes out. Heart goes out to those Braves fans. Man, what a way to go out, man. Out like a chump. Out like a chump. Deion Davis laughing at the Braves comeback. Good thing there's no mercy rule. Anthony Mastinardi says, hey, buddy, I missed last week's pick 6. How much does that hurt for not picking 1 week? No, you're fine. You're still in. You can miss up to 3 weeks. If you miss 3 full weeks of picks, you miss 18 picks, then you're not eligible for the final grand prizes. But you can come in any time. If you came in right now, there's $1,600 a week up for grabs. $1,600 a week up for grabs. So let me put up that link right now for the Pick 6 contest. Never too late to join the Pick 6 contest. I'm going to pop this link in right now. $50,000 Pick 6 contest. By the way, our first guest, Al Mack, eating 18-10-2, 55th place. Doing great stuff in the Pick 6 contest. And here we go. Dom Ricci, there he is, already cashing. Great job, Dom Ricci. Great job, Dom Ricci. Gordon Watson, we got Flash in the house. Great to see you, Flash. Thank you for joining us. All right, let's take a look at this lineup here. Nationals, Dodgers. Nationals going with Turner, Eaton, Rendon, Soto, Kendrick, Zimmerman, Suzuki behind the plate, catching Strasburg, and Taylor in center field. With the Dodgers, Peterson, Muncy, Turner, Bellinger, Beatty. So no A.J. Pollock in left field. Enrique Hernandez in left field, batting 7th. Corey Seager batting 6th. Will Smith batting 8th. Mohamed Jones has cards minus 13.5. Alternate line bet plus 50,000 was the bet. All right. Well, look, you have 2 of the best pitchers in the league going up against each other. 2 pitchers who have proven to excel in these high-pressure situations in Strasburg and Buehler. Buehler hasn't allowed a run in 16 innings at home. You have Strasburg with a 0.64 ERA over 28 playoff innings. It's a very, very, very difficult spot. Very, very, very difficult spot, and I'm off of it. I'm off of it. My chat is disconnected, but we're all good, right? Nothing, everything good here? Nothing to worry about. I don't need to panic. Okay. Thumbs up? No, we're going to give the hand. Okay, we don't know. I'll just keep rolling as if we're good. We have had a couple internet problems today. We're good? Okay, good. Just the chat? Okay, good. Let me see if I just repop the chat in here. Restore chat. And oh, yeah, no, chat's all good. Okay, cool. Don't know why mine went out. All right. Let's keep rolling. Nutflush Allen says, if the Nats win tonight, I'm going streaking. Big futures our guy Nutflush Allen has when they were 19-31. And you know what? Wow, Zach Caleros traded to the Argos, says Al Mac. Very, very, very interesting. Let's get him in as soon as possible. Get him in there as soon as possible. Okay. Gordon Watson says, fire Joe. Maybe there is, Flash. Nice to have you in the chat. All right, let's move on to this big NCAA football game. Appalachian State Mountaineers at Louisiana-Lafayette. Raging Cajuns. Let's take a look at what we're dealing with market moves. We've seen people on both sides. We've seen cappers on both sides of this fence. And it is not an easy fence. But the under may be a play I make right now. Let's start talking about Farshad Asami, best parlay tonight. Lafayette minus 1.5 and Dodgers money line. When our guy Farshad Asami speaks, imperative to listen. Spectacular capper. See what Taron Russell says. Taron Russell says, did we touch NHL? Yes. I'm on the over 6 in the first two games. Sabres, Habs, over 6. And then I'm on the over 6 also in the Flyers home opener against the Devils. I love the Devils. Melvin Betances, like in that team total over 3.5, says that is the play. Guru's got the Cards to win the World Series plus 1,000 before this game. Oh, nice bet. Also took the Stros at plus 175. Wow. Domago says, Jimmy, I took a live bet, full game over 16.5, minus 135. Yeah, I would take it. Yeah, I like it. I think there's going to be runs. I think the Cards bring in their weaker relievers. They don't want to give the Braves any hope, though. There's Jewish sex learner in the house. All right. Barry Block says, fun belt action, Raging Cajuns, and under the full game total. I'm very close to making this under a play. We see 70s on the board. Interesting to see 70s. And there's Pinnacle at 70.5. Wow. Wow, clearly not caring about what happened last year between these two clubs. Pinnacle leading the way to 70.5 scares me. Scares me very much. Last season, App State beat the Cajuns twice, 27-17 and 30-19. See, the reason why I like the under is because of this running attack from the Raging Cajuns. They run the ball and run the ball and run the ball. We look at App State average 47 points per game, but what they put up 70 against somebody like an Incarnate Word, one of those types of teams. Louisiana averaging 44.4, but they're only allowing 25.2 to FBS teams. Russell Gordy says over 70 easy money. Noli No says think it stays under that. So do I. Von Polo says a friend of mine has 5,000 on Appalachian State money line. I don't even want to watch the game with him. I know he will be in a splinter. Yeah, it's, big boy bets. Got to be a big boy. Good as gold, like in the LA van, over 5.5. Jewish sex learner, I'm coming off an 0-3 day, and I've lost 5 straight in NHL. So I don't know, I just for transparency and honesty reasons, I hope you know that. I'm on the over 6. I made my first 2 totals bets today. I haven't made any totals bets in the NHL this year. I'm on the over 6 in the Habs game and the Flyers game. Noli No says App State, they put up 38 against UNC, a defensive team. Stack Guap on App State. That was a big, big win at Chapel Hill. There's no doubt about it. Anthony Mastinardi says App State's a great football team and can stop the run, no problem. I don't think the Raging Cajuns can keep up with the scoring. Patrick Osweiler says ULL played one big game. I think Mississippi State and App State beat North Carolina. Callie in the house. Callie says LA Kings, money line, watch a few games, very impressed with them. They're scoring. Bookie Lover Q says App State defense is bad. Victor Lou says betting over 70 put you on the losing end of the moment, and the moment the whistle blows. I hear that. Bookie Lover Q says they got to score every drive. Says don't bet over 70s. Brian Tran says what team cap are you wearing? The Knuckleheads, man. My Knuckleheads. This is what they, when I was a kid, this was a happy face to me. This was my Canucks. They sucked. Steve Pre says, Jimmy, NHL play is the jersey you are wearing. Muhammad Joma says App State average across the board. Don Ricci, like in the Devils, says the over tonight is a lean. LMAO, laughed my ass off, says don't do it at 70. Noli Knows does not agree with the comment that they are an average offense. An average offense. Russell Gordy says that number is 70 for a reason. Well, we saw what happened when Teddy realized he could still get 70.5 at the book in Vegas. Teddy went and took the under. There's Big Ragu in the house. Big Ragu, what do you think about, I know that you like App State, but what do you think about the total in this game? I'm close to making a move on the under. There's Catered to You by Chef Jeff. My birthday tomorrow. Going to need a banger. I'm going to copy and paste that right now. Right now, let's get some birthday graphics for our guy, catered to you by Chef Jeff. Wish I had them ready for Gerald Jones. I lack creativity, says Jimmy. My niece borrowed my second phone and made the YouTube. I lack creativity. Oh, it's Chip. It's Chip Plylar. It's Chip. Okay. I love that, Chip. I love that. Andre Eric says, Jimmy, I had Tampa money line yesterday, Cards money line, Dodgers money line. Do you think I should hedge? Oh, you have a parlay. So you had Tampa money line yesterday, Cards money line, Dodgers money line. In a parlay, right, Andre Eric? If you confirm that's a parlay for me, then I would say yes. Yes, hedge. And that's what we told our guy who had that plus 1,200 parlay hanging on the Browns against the Niners. He had the Browns money line left, and we said, no. Hedge. Russell Gordy saying, you telling me it won't be 35 points up at the half? I would like to hear what Big Ragu says about this total, because I would like to make a move on the under. In a parlay, yes, Andre Eric. Yes. And the reason why I'm saying that is because of the huge, on a regular three-game parlay, it's up to you. But when you have a big money line dog like the Rays in it, then yes, I put a little bit of money on the other side and ensure that you get the black, ensure you get profit. I 100% think that. But Andre Eric, who says, I think I'm going to let it ride, to me, then let it ride, Andre Eric. If you're not putting too much on it, and look, this is all about, we handicap sports and gamble on them for enjoyment. That's the key to it. And that's why sometimes the losses hurt too much. And I'm like, man, this isn't fun anymore. And, when that Chris Kunitz goal, if Chris Kunitz didn't score that double overtime goal against the Senators, I would have been down 10K, and I don't know if I'd be sitting here right now. And that's not fun. That's when money management is paramount. Pete Loshak always said that. But look, you want to ride? You want to get high off a sport? I get it. Let it ride. Do whatever makes you happiest. Sometimes if it's a big parlay, you just want to know that you're going to be in the black at the end of the day. Other times you want the ride, then take the ride, my man. Let's see. Deer Slayer Ski took team total over 17 first half for Louisiana-Lafayette. Mohammed Joma says likely under. And Big Ragu, I'd love huge offensive numbers by ULL. So Ragu, would you take the over? Barry Block says it can be a 35-point total by half, and then there could be a drought of scoring in the second half, and that's what I'm predicting. Michael B says any NBA leans. There's a bunch of them in the chat. A bunch of NBA leans in the chat. We got some great NBA cappers in here, and I'm going to cap every single game of the regular season. Don't get that twisted. It's just that it's preseason right now. All right, I'm going to make a move. Rafa. NCAA football's been okay. It's been okay. Can you pop up the record for me? I got destroyed on week 2. Destroyed. And in both weeks 3 and 4, I got killed at the end of the night. Just killed when it got to the West Coast games. So I know sort of what's going wrong, and I truly think that that's going to be positive units soon. There's Al Cervic in the house. Our guy Al Cervic says, bet what you can lose, not how much you want to win. That's great point, Al Cervic, our guy. Patrick Osweiler says, I feel this total is tough because 70, it could be 35 at a half, or it could be a slow run game by ULL. What we know about ULL is they're running the ball. They're running the ball. Mally Mal. Man, Mally Mal, God, he's such an enormous part of our team here in our chat. Mally Mal, those are his leans. Excellent NBA capper. Bucks -4. Excellent capper in every sport. Bucks -4.5 and Hornets -4. Andre Eric said, I think the NLCS will be Dodgers Cards, and I'd go with Dodgers in 6. Cards got 2 massive hitters in the middle of the lineup, plus a true vet leader in Molina, which worries me. All right, Anthony Mastroni said Penny opened ULL -2.5, -107, now -2, -100, and App opened +2.5, -105, now +2, -110. Seems like the smart money on App. Oh, Al Cervic, you're a huge asset to our team here too. Russell Gordy, these are his looks in the NBA playoffs. Hornets, Bucks, Bulls, Pistons. Walla Dos is always thinking about our guy Peter Loshak. Proper money management. Victor Lou says, look for the under with those night games, Jimmy. Big Roo says App State does not turn the ball over. Noli No says ULL only chances to make a low-scoring game. I agree with that, Noli knows. I absolutely agree with that. Absolutely agree with that. Don Reed says Malley representing NYC in the house. Yes, we have many, many spectacular cappers in the NYC area. Look what Dom's doing in baseball. That was just spectacular work on today's game, Dom Ricci. If you're not following Dom Ricci, he's putting out all his action. You're leaving money on the table. Tweeting out all his action. Great guy. Team player. The backbone of the Betting with the Bag show. Big Roo says if App State stops the run, under. Well, I don't like going against Russell Gordy. And I'm likely to not... God, there's no way I hit over 54% going against Russell Gordy. Noli No says early in the week it was ULL -3, then went to App State -1, now all the way back to ULL -3. Yes. Von Polo says can't wait to go to the Ravens game this Sunday. That'll be a lot of fun. Okay. Russell Gordy says, where is Big Boss? He got no comment on the Dodgers? No, I agree with Nut Flush Island about hedging. I hedge. Guru Sportsbet says App State can't stop the run at all, not even a little bit. Von Polo, I do, but I'm not going to bet it. But I'd love to hear what you have to say about it. I had the Bengals in the under as my leans, and I've not moved forward on it. Yeah, you're right. Dom, I started here. My first day was October 1st, 2017. It is our 2-year low bag anniversary, my man. Man, okay. I'm going to take the 70. I'm going to take the 70. The unders are, there's a -105 at Heritage. All right, I'm on the under 70. Don Reed says, I'm a hedger from way back. My dad is a hedger, too. And so often I hedge too much. All right. I am on the under 70, -105, and I am locking it in. App State, Louisiana-Lafayette, do not like going up against our guy, Russell Gordy. But I'm going to. I'm with my guy, Barry Block, though. Barry Block and we ride. Patrick Osweiler says, good pick, Jimmy. Victor Lou says, let's go, Jimmy. Get that 70. My guy, Victor Lou. Okay, I'm in. So, under 70, -105. And I look forward to watching this game. Don McGo in the house. We got Don McGo. 3-2-3. Kings over 5.5. They certainly been playing towards overs right now. And Johnny Quick deserves no love. No love. All right. We have a lot to talk about. NFL. I want to talk NFL. Our next guest is crushing in the Pick 6 contest right now. And with his NFL action. Our next guest is another must follow on Twitter. Tweeting out all of his action all of the time. Let's just pull up what he's doing in this contest because it's pretty impressive. I'm going to bring it up right now. Our next guest. We got two guys who are on these shows doing nice stuff. Gate Passkey says, big boy, bet that under. No, I cannot make big boy bets right now. I had a terrible month last month, and I started digging myself out, and then I've just had 48 hours of shit. 48 hours of shit. Anthony Mastinardi says, bro, my dad taught me how to gamble when I was 17, told me hedging is the best thing to do. That's why every Sunday I play 1 p.m. games with a night game favorite so I can hedge 4 plus the money. You know, my big move in Vegas always was I would make $100 individual bets and a $100 4-game parlay on those 4 games. That 4th game would always be, and I wouldn't put the $100 on the individual 4th game. So the first 3 games, I put $100 on each, and then I do a $100 parlay with all 4 and the biggest favorite in California. So if I got there, I'd already be up $300. I'd have that $100 parlay, and I would have a big, very easy hedge with the and I would blindly take the biggest favorite in California on the late game. And I had great nights. You know, with that system, I mean, there's no way you're not going to make $1,000 if you get through the first 3 games. You're guaranteed a K at least and more. And that was my favorite spot. Ron Polo, I'm going to open that up. I'm going to open that up. No doubt about it. I'm going to open it up more. All right. So let's bring in our guy, Al Mack. But first, let's celebrate how successful he's been in this contest. I'm going to pull it up right now. He's 18-10-2 in the Pick 6 contest, delivering the goods. He's 13 spots ahead of Babano for the Sportsbook Review personalities. And also, our guy Drinking Hand, 4th last week. So cashing real money. Our guy. And there is Al Mack, 18-10-2, plus 9.78 units and 2 picks pending. I bet we're going to see what those picks are right now. All right, let's get to work. Al Mack in the house, representing Toronto, live on Wednesdays and Fridays on Betting with the Bag. Al Mack, thank you so much for joining us. How are you doing this evening?
Great, how you doing?
Good, man. And there is Maxwell Smart in the house as well. Let's get to, Barry Blocks says, best of luck, everyone. Got to go to my daughter's senior night for volleyball. Probably watching the games on my phone because my daughter's team is horrible, man. That sounds like a true handicapper. Much love to you, Barry Block. Thank you for all the energy and hard work you put into this show. It means so much to me. Al Mack, you're eating in NFL. Can we start in the National Football League?
Yeah, after 5 weeks of football, we're continuing to see some eye-catching ATS trends. This year especially has been really kind to the backers of the home team, the underdog, and the road underdog. Road dogs on the money line, 25-28, plus 14.94 units. Road dogs ATS, 34-17-1. Road teams in general on the money line, 43-34-1, plus 19.51 units. And then road teams ATS, 48-29-1. So it's been pretty wonky. As I talked about it in previous weeks, there's a lot of factors at play here. I think it's almost like societal reasons as to why this home field advantage in the NFL is diminishing more and more. Teams travel better. They game plan better. Technology has made it easier for these teams to practice without practicing. And then another thing is just poor officiating. We talked about we've talked about this all year. It's a strong factor. Home teams are getting less of the advantage. You're seeing these blown calls. A lot of these first and goals for the road teams. More spot fouls. More poorly reviewed interceptions or fumbles. So we saw it a little bit last year. The road dog finished 95-77-6 ATS. Dogs in general, 140, 119, and 8. So we're seeing it more and more. So I think that these are things that you just got to look at when you're making your, especially this week. I like a lot of things on the board, but you just got to, it's kind of like horse racing with the big races. You want to see does this team meet the criteria? Does this team meet the criteria? Because they're seeing a ton of these backdoor, these bad beats. So a lot of things that I'm looking at is to avoid those bad beats, taking teasers, and then betting teams that fit that criteria, the road team, the road dog. I really like the Titans this week. The Titans to me are probably they check all the boxes for me. They're on the road. They're an underdog. I think they're the far better defensive team in this matchup. Tennessee, even coming off of that disappointing loss to Buffalo last week at home, right back into the thick of things. They traveled to Denver at elevation. Coming into week 6, I have Tennessee rated as the number 6 defense in the league. On the flip side, I have Denver rated as the number 10 defense in the league. It's the only thing that they're holding on to. But what's separating these two teams is comparing the two quarterbacks. Marcus Mariota has thrown 7 touchdowns for the Titans, and he's yet to throw an interception. Flacco, on the other hand, he's thrown 6 touchdowns, and he has 4 interceptions. This will be a defensive struggle like most games that are happening in Denver this season. Both teams, I as my numbers say, they're top 10 defenses. But the big factor for me here, Titans' efficiency on third down. They converted 30.6% of their third downs as compared to the Broncos, only 37% of their third downs. Give me the better quarterback, the better defense, the better coach. The Titans opened up to pick them. The look ahead since then, Broncos have taken money. They moved this line to Denver -2.5 the last time I looked. I think Tennessee can win this game outright. Don't make a move yet, though. I see Denver possibly taking money. I've seen a little bit of buyback on Denver in the international market, so I'm going to just wait and see. I would like this at 3. I don't know if it's going to get to 3, but I just think the Titans can win this game outright. A stat that I've been looking at, this team, Tennessee has their problems. The Denver Broncos are, they've been since Peyton Manning has left the team, they've just been god awful. I think they're like 11-25 outright since Peyton Manning has left this team. So I very foolishly bet the over 7.5 team total wins on the Broncos, and I'm doing everything that I can to get out of the bet. So part of it is betting against them in these spots. Bet the Titans. I like the Titans a lot.
Initially I did as well, and Donnie Rightside loves the Broncos this weekend, and he broke it down, and I got off the Titans at this point. Charles Barkley, I'm on the over in that Philly Devils game. I think it's a tricky spot with volatility, home opener, Philly, new coach with Vigneault. That's what I'm doing. I hear what you're saying, and I agree with you, and those were my first feelings. I don't know if I'm going to mess this up now by staying off. I mean, it's not like the Broncos are good all of a sudden. When they beat the Chargers in L.A., the Chargers were terrible. That's as bad as Phillip Rivers. As bad as I've ever seen them look. Tennessee is simply a better football team. And I got talked off on Tuesday's Audible. Muhammad Joma says Denver is a better team. So, I also never know what I'm going to get from Mariota. And I see him step up when he's a dog, lose when he's a favorite. And I don't know. Noli knows saying the under in this game. Buffalo on the beat. Our guy Bill Butlicker says, Jimmy, the play on this game is a prop for Derrick Henry. And Rico Roxa says Denver always played Chargers hard, or Rivers well. Anthony Mastronardi says Denver is trash. Same with the Titans. Farshad Asami says I only take Titans anytime they're on the road. This is a good spot then for you, Farshad. There's Luca Di Stefano in the house. I completely get why you're on the Titans. And I'm just going to write Al Mack beside it because I'd like to get the courage to jump on it as well. Buffalo on the beat, the king of props. Has Derrick Henry over 15 carries, over 100 yards, and at least 1 TD. Wow. So that's your first look is the Titans. And it was my initial look. And Donkey Capping says, don't trust Mariota, stay away. I mean, that's a problem. And Buffalo on the beat says Henry going to gash Denver run D. And we know that run D took a hit without Chubb. And maybe it's not the run D as much as the pass rush. But all right, we have the first look on Al Mack's card. 18, 10, and 2 in the Pick 6 contest. 55th place out of 2,300. Al Mack, what's next?
Yeah, just to compliment that last game, as people are talking about Derrick Henry, 100% I'll have Derrick Henry to score the first touchdown in that game. I think that will probably be a bigger bet for me, to be honest, than just the ATS side. That's just how I operate on Sundays. The next game that I'm looking at is I like Carolina against the Bucks here. Panthers coming in at 3-2. Bucks coming in at 2-3. Christian McCaffrey's having a breakout season. I think he's lending credence to the idea of him being a MVP ballot this season. He's sitting at 587 rushing yards, 6 touchdowns, 5.6 yards per carry, 105 carries this year. Based on how rookie quarterback Kyle Allen is handling the ball, I would just watch for McCaffrey headed forward. I think Allen is good. at feeding McCaffrey the ball. And then McCaffrey is as good a back as anybody in the NFL. He can control these games. I have on my offensive power rating, Carolina is about 2 points better than Tampa Bay on a neutral field. They're ranked the number 11 team in the league on the power ratings that you see out there, the professional power ratings. My defensive efficiency model has Carolina as about 8 points better than Tampa Bay on a neutral field. Tampa has allowed on average 8 points more per game than Carolina with 29.6. They've allowed 60 more yards per game, 393.4. The key to this game is going to be keeping control of the ball. Kyle Allen needs to stop fumbling the football. A lot of recoveries on these fumbles have been coming from the Panthers, so that stat has been kind of masked. If Kyle Allen just doesn't stop dropping the ball, I'm going to be worried. But I think the way that McCaffrey's playing, they're going to be beating him. You look at Winston on the other side. He's got almost twice as many yards as Kyle Allen. I think he's played a game or two more. But glaringly, the problem with Winston, he has 5 interceptions in 5 games played. The key will be which one of these quarterbacks will be able to control the game, not let the bad turnover become the winning factor for the other team. And with that, I like Carolina. I think Carolina can cover this. I really like it underneath the 3. I bet it at -2 just because I don't want it to get to 2.5. So I'm on the Panthers here.
You know, this move towards the Panthers kind of confused me at first. These games in England are very difficult. And McCaffrey supposedly dealing with a back injury. I'm sure that he's going to be good to go. Manny Sanchez says Allen the more solid quarterback. Rico Rosa says McCaffrey's a back injury. Kyle Allen stinks outside of Arizona. You know, a lot of cappers whom I respect are on the Panthers, and my initial lean was towards the Buccaneers, but then the first question comes up is, can the Buccaneers stop the run? I mean, that's the biggest look. Anthony Mastronardi says Winston got to come home now. He didn't throw a pick last week, so he's due for one or two. And Dom Reach says, stay tuned tomorrow for a Dom and Noli light up a playoff previews. I've watched these guys. They are spectacular together. Dom Ricci, Noli knows. I love him. Manny Sanchez says Allen the more solid quarterback. Colv Coleon says he's very questionable with a back injury. We'll see how he handles the long flight over to England. Buffalo on the beat says McCaffrey might have a hard time rushing, so the place to bet McCaffrey over on receptions. I expect double-digit catches for McCaffrey. Wow. All right, then there's the next Al Mack look. Al Mack is on right now. Al Mack is on the Panthers. Damn, I was hoping I need some clarity on some of my moves. Much love to you, Steve. Thanks for joining us. Manny Sanchez says the over is the play here. What do you think about that over in the London game, Carolina-Tampa? Opened at 46, now 47 to 47.5.
I feel like this is one of those games that's kind of anti-correlated. If this game goes over, I think Tampa will be the right side here. But so I lean to the under. I think you're going to see a lot of Carolina on the run game and not a whole lot of Tampa. The way that I see this is that Carolina's defense travels better than Tampa. It's a weird spot where both teams are on the road. So I think Carolina is the better road team here, even with Tampa going into LA and beating them on the road. It's going to be a different style game. I don't think Carolina's going to let them run the way that they were able to against the Rams. I don't think you'll see much more through the air. So I kind of lead the under just because I have in mind of how this game's going to go. And I think if the over hits, you'll see Tampa.
Yeah, I agree with that. Correlated with the Panthers under, Bucks over. I agree with all that. But the Panthers improve with Kyle Allen. You know, Kyle Allen keeps the ball in his hands, doesn't drop it all over the field like Cam. He doesn't throw picks. If the receiver's open, he gets it to him. Kyle Allen's doing a hell of a job. There's no doubt about that. Tom Ricci's telling Prince of the City to take the Cards in the over. Okay, let's talk about this Thursday night game because I'm not going to have you back on the show until Friday and need to know what you're thinking here. Giants team total under at 12.5. We have 53 Fahrenheit rain, 19 miles per hour, and this game total keeps dropping. But this team total has stayed at 12.5. There's now 40.5s on the board. It opened at 46, Al. What do you think about the New York Giants team total under 12.5?
I would be more. I would lean more towards, if you can, the team total in just the first half, the under in that, just because I'd be worried about becoming such a blowout that they might be able to get to 13 with a touchdown and 2 field goals. Historically the Giants have played the Patriots well, so I would be kind of worried that you might get some some luck on the Giants side on this one. It might be 63-13, but I still I lean away from that team total. I don't know how to play this Thursday game, to be honest. One of my only bets will be what I have been doing with these primetime games: first half under, full game under, and the better running back, I'll probably bet Michelle first touchdown, and then besides that, I'll just be observing.
What do you think about this market move opening with the Saints as favorites, and now the Jaguars have turned into the favorites? And the way I see Sean Payton setting up game plans for Teddy Bridgewater, and the way I feel like the Saints are just a better football team, I'm surprised at this market move. Do you understand this move from the Saints to the Jags?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess the Sharps right now are on Jacksonville. I don't think there's any like Joe Schmo waking up Monday morning and moving this line. It's the heavy hitters that have been moving this line, and I think they're on the right side, to be honest. We've seen Jacksonville as now they've kind of converted themselves from that shotgun offense to now a more power run game. Fournette is no longer lining up as a receiver. You see him now in the backfield as a deep back. That's where he should be. I think this is a good spot that you might want to back the under, because I think both teams are just going to try to run the ball down each other's throat. But I like Jacksonville, but I'm not going to bet it. I think what we'll see all throughout the week is, the casual is going to look and say, how are the Saints underdogs here? And so if this gets to Jacksonville on the plus side, I'll be on it probably pretty big, because I like Jacksonville here. My line has Jacksonville as should be the favorite, but I was expecting some public perception to move it at Jacksonville to be the underdog, and I still think that can happen. So I'm not going to play it. This will probably be one of those plays that I put on my pick six card, late Saturday night, just because I think some money's going to come in on the Saints.
I hear that. I know we want to get to your CFL looks, and you've been killing it in CFL. But I have one last question. Atlanta Falcons. I'm close to making a move on the Atlanta Falcons at Arizona Cardinals, and I know that's a tough thing to do with the way they're playing. What do you think about the Falcons this weekend?
No, I like the Falcons too. We've heard a lot of talk about Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn should be out. I just think this team has personnel problems. You look at, I think they've been like 19-21 since that Super Bowl loss. I don't think Dan Quinn is the problem. He's a good coach. They got rid of Sarkisian, which was, the best thing they could ever do. But for some reason, they just haven't been able to put it together. But I think they're being undervalued. I think as long as this doesn't go to 3, I'm in on Atlanta. I'm probably just going to watch where this line goes. I'm kind of hoping for Arizona to somehow become an inflated favorite, just because I think that you're going to be hearing a lot of people all week talking about the end of the Falcons. So hopefully those talking heads can push Joe Public to move this line a little bit further. I like it as long as it gets to inside 3. So I do like the Falcons. I might put that on one of my in my contest plays. I just think the Falcons could beat them outright. It's kind of that Vegas zone where I've been studying the past couple of years. Anything between minus 143 and up, as per a favorite. When you see these favorites within three, so it's been swinging on the road team this year. So even the road favorite in this spot, I like the Falcons. I just want to see where this line goes.
I'm gonna bring it in. I'm gonna bring Atlanta in, take the Falcons. I'm getting love for not calling them the Falcons. I love that my Canadian brethren are calling them the Falcons. I respect that very much. I have been bullied into calling them the Falcons, and that's on me. And I have had enough of the peer pressure to stop calling it a dressing room when it comes to NHL. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's a dressing room. That's what we've called it our whole life. That's what the coaches call it. And that's what I'm going to call it. So that will be the only sport I call it a dressing room. And I will continue to call it a dressing room. I know we're not at the Gap, but I'm going to call it a dressing room. All right. Fanny Pack Gangster says, why is anyone putting money on the Falcons? Go ahead and beat the Giants while you're at it. Man. Rico Roxas says, Falcons should never be a road favorite. Prince of the City says, where the hell is Canada? And only knows says, poor Jimmy getting bullied. Big E calls them the Falcons. All right, I'm gonna make a move on the Falcons here. Good, thank you, Max. Thank you. DJ Big Boss saying Jimmy saying the Falcon standard in Canada. Thank you, Manny. Thank you, guys. Thank you, AM. Thank you, guys. Okay, I'm going to take the Falcons. The public is not on them. So Teddy Cover said it's just wise guys on the Falcons right now, and I have to go with my gut here. Minus 2.5, minus 105. That's available at Heritage. That's available at 5 times. That's available at Pinnacle. And I'm taking them right now. Okay, I know we got to talk CFL. We got to put a bow on this, but Von Polo says Houston Texans money line. What about backing the Houston Texans this week, Al, plus 4.5?
Forgive me. Kansas City. Yeah, so 4.5. Kansas City's defense is a lot worse than it was last year. The problem with that is I just think that Houston might have a problem generating against a team that could probably match them on offense, from an efficiency view. If this game turns into a shootout, I think Kansas City has the upper hand. The play for me, anytime you get to a 4 with an underdog, take the 10 in a teaser. It's hitting at 82%, the road team on the teaser, on the 6-point teaser. So that seems like a ground fruit for me. Houston in a teaser. And I would say look at that with there's a couple good spots on the board. Maybe the Patriots even. Get the Patriots down to 10 and then move that with Houston plus 10. And then, you can do what I did on Sunday. And if you're in a good spot, I had Indy plus 17. So I bet Kansas City minus 16.5 just for a huge score on the hedge. I'm a big hedge guy. I'll always make the hedge. If you're doing this professionally, and trying to grind out some cash, you always got to hedge, no matter the situation.
I'm a big hedge guy as well. Do you guys, do you think that, and this is to the chat, because I want to get out in the CFL, do you guys think that Mahomes' ankle is going to show up? Okay, Buffalo says Mahomes is crip walking around in practice. Okay, that's all I need to hear. That's all I need to hear. The man can crip walk, and the man can run around the field. Perfect rotation says Houston can win this outright with no teaser. I'm not as high on Houston as you guys are, but I like the Texans here. I'm not going to make a move yet. Sebastian Arnold said Texans are a live dog this week, especially with a banged up Chiefs offensive line and Mahomes a little knocked. All right, let's get into CFL right now, shall we? Al Mack, you've been eating in CFL, and I've got notes to take on your action. My CFL, I made the terrible blunder because it was my birthday on Friday when you came on, and you gave us the Ticats, and I was, I don't know, just too focused on the bottle or whatever because I didn't take the Ticats. That was an easy first half full game casher for you, and my CFL record stays where it is. Can you pop up the CFL record for me? Thank you very much. God, just the Ticats alone would have got me in the plus units, and I need that badly. So let's get into CFL right now. Al Mack, we got a few games on this card. 2 games on Friday, 2 games on Saturday. On Friday, we have Red Blacks, Argos. Argos open up at -2.5, now -1. This total opened up 49, now 48. We have the Stampeders after another. Bo Levi Mitchell going back to his graveyard in Montreal. Stampeders -2.5 and move to -3 at home against the Rough Riders. Al Mack Friday, Red Blacks, Argos, Rough Rider Stamps. You got any looks here?
Yeah, I'm going to be sticking to my power ratings from now on for the rest of the year. I made the mistake last week just by the eye test. I took Calgary. As soon as that game started, I knew right away that Montreal was going to cover. So from now on, I'm going with my power ratings. So yeah, as simple as this. I think Toronto's about 5.5 points better than Ottawa at home. The line's 1. So I like Toronto a lot. I mentioned in the chat that Toronto traded for Zach Collaros. That is incorrect. I didn't even know this, but Toronto had the rights to Zach Collaros. So Zach Collaros is now a member of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. So they're going with Franklin and McLeod Bethel Thompson the rest of the year.
Okay, they're going with Bethel Thompson the rest of the year. He's looked good at times. And Anthony Mastinardi said, have you ever had a high ankle sprain? If so, it feels better a week later. Hit it one time and it hurts like hell all over again. Houston, 0 sacks allowed last week was key. That's from Anthony Mastronardi. Noli No said, Jimmy, I'm riding with you in NHL today. Oh, remember that. Remember that when Noli Nose takes an over. It's like him betting against his home team. So that gives me enormous confidence on my 2 overs. I like it, Noli. All right. Let's get into this. So you're going to back these Argos here against the Red Blacks?
Yeah, I think the Red Blacks are terrible. I think their whole team is checked out. The fans have checked out. I have a buddy who lives in Ottawa. He goes to these games. It's just it's a sad affair. I think Toronto relishes these opportunities to beat teams like Ottawa in their home field. So I'm going to be on Toronto. I think the 1 is good value because I think the Argos are about 5 points better than Ottawa at home.
All right, Al Mack back in the Argos in the first look. What about in this Stampeders game? Are you back in that?
Yeah, I like Calgary here. I think Calgary is going to be a wounded animal. They've fallen out of first place for the first time all season. That loss against Montreal was incredibly disappointing. They played well. They had some bad luck. Montreal plays them really well. I think Calgary will bounce back a lot here. I have Calgary about a half point better than Saskatchewan, and so about 3.5 points better at home. If Calgary takes much more money, I probably won't be on them, but I am going to be backing Calgary at the -3. I already bet it. So -3 at -110 at Bet365.
All right, we got Al locked in with Toronto and Calgary, the 2 home teams, lukewarm home teams, -1 and a -3. Let's move over to Alouettes Bombers. Big move towards the under in Alouettes Bombers, and I know why. Alouettes have great defense. Bombers open up at -4 now, 3.5 at Pinnacle. We've done well fading this Bomber squad. Do we do it again on Saturday?
I'm gonna wait and see what happens with this line. If Zach Collaros is gonna start for Winnipeg, I'm gonna look at this pretty intently to probably back Winnipeg, simply because if Collaros ends up moving this line towards Montreal and we can get inside a 3 or even just a 3, I think Winnipeg, even with their problems, even with what they've had at quarterback, I still think they're slightly better than Montreal. Montreal's offense is kind of touch and go. So I like Winnipeg, but I'm gonna wait and see if hopefully there's a bit of an overreaction, as much as you can get in a CFL game. But I think there might be some market overreaction for them. They might announce that Caleros is starting, which something that I always like to look at in football is you'll see that overreaction on the quarterback change. I used to go with it. I used to be one of those fanny pack guys that goes with that overreaction. But it's probably better to go against him most of the time because some of these guys are more capable than who the people they're replacing. So I'm going to look at this intently on backing the Winnipeg side, but I want to get it within 3.
Interesting. And you got to watch what you say about fanny packs because we got the fanny pack gangster in our chat. And then the Leos Eskies matching up. Riley coming back to Edmonton. Eskies open as a favorite. Now the Lions are 2.5-point favorites. What do you think here? Do the Lions deserve to be road favorites?
Absolutely not. I've said it a bunch of times, either these type of games that I don't really watch. But this one I'll be watching. Edmonton is still in a playoff race here. They need this win. If they lose this, they've got serious problems. Edmonton, I feel like, is about 5 points better than BC at home, 2 points better on a neutral field. They should not be dogs at home. This is going to be a big game with Riley coming back. I'm going to be on Edmonton on the money line. I would take it now. I think there's going to be some smarter people that get involved in this market and back Edmonton. So 2 might be as high as this gets. I'm going to back the money line and the +2.
Wow, I like it. Almac, Argos, Stamps, and Eskies. In NFL, he likes the Titans. He likes the Titans back in the Titans on the road, and he likes the Panthers. So he's taking 2 road favorites. I get it. Drinking Hand says both teams a joke. Take BC. Fanny Pack Gangster. There he is. As I'm telling you guys, jumped on Montreal over 6. Let's get it. Love it, Fanny Pack Gangster. Almac, we got to put a bow on this show. But how have you been doing in NHL early in the season? Because I've been struggling, and I know you're a great NHL capper. How's it gone early in the year?
Pretty good. I've just been, to be honest, I've been focusing on the Leafs just out the gate. They've had a limited schedule. Something I'm just going to be riding on is these first period unders with the Leafs. I like the first period under tonight with Buffalo Montreal. I think that's a good look. I know that I think you were on the over, but I think both can hit. I just think when you get these games in Western New York and in Ontario, you're going to have a lot of family, a lot of guys that are from this area that are going to have family in the stands, whether it's Buffalo or Detroit or Toronto or Ottawa or Montreal. I just think you get a lot of these young kids who are squeezing their stick a little more. And I think there's something to it. I like the under 1.5 in Buffalo, Montreal tonight.
And I like going against, everybody was cashing on the over 1.5. So I think it's a good time, an interesting look. I'd be very curious to see how you do going on these unders. And I know you keep track of all that, so I'll look forward to hear it. Just asking Steve Priest if he is on the Lions here. Steve, you on the Lions. Love it. Thank you so much for your insights, Almac. Love having you on the show. Could you tell us where we could find you on Twitter and tell us a little bit about your work at both Spark Sports and here at Sportsbook Review?
Yeah, find me on Twitter at SparkAlmac. I put out my offensive, defensive, and net efficiency ratings for NFL every week. And then sparksports.ca, I put out a bunch of alternative markets, junior hockey, minor hockey, South American soccer, stuff like that. And then at SBR, every Tuesday, I put out my early looks. And every Wednesday, I put out my teasers, updating about teasers, and then I have parlays and stuff on SBR on Thursdays, and then I'm going to be starting to put out every week on Saturday I'll have my pick sixes. I'll be sharing that, so look out for that. I'm hoping to move ahead into this contest from the top 50 into the top 10, so hopefully I can do that this Sunday.
As you should, and you get the cash, too, because you're not down here in our office, so you get paid out. Almac, thank you so much for joining us, my man. Have yourself a great evening and get after it. Get that cash, my friend.
Yeah, man, I'll see you Friday.
Sounds great. There he is, Almac in the house. And now we go from Almac to one Freddie Fortune. Freddie Fortune off a big casher in Icelandic handball. Both of our guys, Freddie Fortune and Lucrative Larry, cashing. Freddie cashes in Icelandic handball. Where is it? And our guy, Lucrative Larry, cashes in Ugandan basketball. Let's see what Freddie Fortune has for us tonight. Please welcome to the show, Freddie Fortune.
Hey, Jimmy.
Hello.
My head is killing me.
Yeah, what's going on?
I don't know.
Top head or bottom head?
Top head, I think.
Okay. Viper MB says it's an imaginary sport, Jimmy. Don't give them props. Okay. All right.
What imaginary sport?
They're talking about your Icelandic handball spot.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's an intelligent comment.
Okay. I feel it. Please tell me what sport you're going to be hammering this evening.
Handball again.
Handball. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What country are we going to be in?
Kenya.
Kenyan handball.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Kenyan handball. Very interesting. Kenyan handball. And how long have you been studying Kenyan handball?
Around 35 years.
About 35 years. Okay. Noli Nose says, does Freddie have his darts ready? He does in Kenyan handball. All right, let's get to work, Freddie Fortune. Who are you backing in Kenyan handball?
My head is killing me.
I hear that. You're going to have to fight through the pain here. We're in a live show.
Oh, the fucking lights are killing me.
Okay, I understand. Would you like me to read your Kenyan handball?
No.
Okay, please.
It's the Kenyan University. At -8.5 at +100 over TUK. At Bet365.
So you're on Kenyan University.
Yeah, -8.5.
All right. Yeah, you look like you're in bad shape. You're getting very pale.
Yeah, I'm waiting for some people here in the office to leave so I can go steal some pills for my head.
All
I'm
right.
kind of ashamed because I've been taking lots of pills for headaches this week.
Okay.
It's killing me.
Well, that's great stuff. So I guess you're in no mood to give us a leche?
I'd rather not.
You'd rather not?
No, I'm sorry. My head is really killing
Yeah,
me.
you look like a fucking mess. What a fucking mess this guy is. Jesus Christ. What a mess. Freddie Fortune. Kenyan handball. Get in while you can. Farshad Hassami on Lafayette -1.5 and Dodgers under 7.5 parlay. Not applicable says Freddie likes handling his balls.
Oh, that's a good joke, man. This chat is full of comedians.
God, he's in a bad way right now.
No, I'm always like this.
Topset says, has it come down to tailing Freddie, Jimmy? No, I don't think it has.
That's a really chubby ear.
Stay away from me. Stay away from my ears. And don't touch me. How about we do that? Okay.
Can I touch you?
I'm on the over 6 in 2 spots. I'm on the over 6 Canadian Sabres. I'm on the over 6 Devils Flyers. I'm not making a move on the Dodgers game. And I just jumped on the under 70 in Appalachian State.
You know
Louisiana-Lafayette. You have something to say?
You know what sucks?
God, you look sick, man.
Yeah, I know.
You look green.
Green.
Yeah. So what sucks?
MLB.
Okay, great stuff. Rafa, my man.
No.
Let's
do
find
your,
some-
do your leche.
Don't
yourself.
touch me. I'm serious.
No, Rafa, no. No, Rafa.
Okay, sure, I'll give you.
You
okay.
should do the leche.
Sure.
No.
Leche, Halo's bookmakers.
I love you, Dad. I love you, Jimmy.